Sorry, just a second. Sorry, I have to be here by my phone and by my computer as well, because my camera on my computer is very bad, and I had to switch on my phone camera as well, so that you could see me. And as you know, I hope that you know, maybe you don't, but my name is Amina, and actually I'm a teacher from Russia. I'm a teacher, an English teacher, I mean, and also a teacher tutor. That means that I educate not only children, but English teachers as well. And I see Dian, right?
Yes, Dian.
Dian.
Andrayani.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Mom.
Can you tell me something about yourself, please, so that I know who I'm talking to and so on? Because I know Imam a little bit, but I don't know you.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay. Maybe we'll open the agenda first. Okay. It's no problem.
Sure.
Yes. Wait. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Dian Andrayani. I'm from Indonesia, Bandung, and I'm member of Foreign Language Division of Tangan Perubahan Community, and I would be a host today. First of all, let us pray and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, because of His blessing and mercy, we can join together here without any obstacle, with health condition, in the event of talk show of Foreign Language Division of Tangan Perubahan Community. And second, let us greet and pray to our beloved Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who had brought us to the path of life and left the darkness in this life. The Honorable Miss Amina as the speaker, the Honorable Miss Metarati as the chairman of Tangan Perubahan Community, and the Honorable Mr. Imam as chairman of the Foreign Language Division, and the Honorable Miss Mumu as the vice of chairman of the Foreign Language, and my beloved friend of Foreign Language Division.
Great.
Well, before we come to the main session, let us start this by praying first. So the event that will hold on this day will run without any obstacle at all. Pray begins. Done. Okay, sister and brothers, on this occasions, let me deliver the structure of the event today. This event contains several sections. Let me read for you. The first is opening, the second is talk show, Q&A, and third is closing. Let's open this event by saying Basmalah together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Now we come into the main point, that's talk show with topic easy ways to improve our speaking skill, which will be delivered by Miss Amina. And to Miss Amina, time and place are welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I can hear it, your child. It's so nice.
Yeah.
I also have two children, and it's a great mercy, of course. Okay, thank you, Dian. Yeah, I was asked to talk to you about easy ways of learning English, and Let me just give me just a second. I'll try to make a demonstration. Yeah, and I would be grateful if you could just turn off your microphone so that you could hear me well. Can you?
Wait.
Yeah, that's it. I could do that. So guys, first of all, what I want to tell you is the most important thing when you are learning any language, doesn't matter which one it is. The first rule that you need to remember for, I don't know, for the whole your life is that making mistakes is something that is good for you. That making mistakes is something that will let you grow, will let you develop and master the language in the end. So please don't be afraid of making mistakes. And if I make a mistake, just take it easy, okay? So thank you. So when we are talking about learning any language, doesn't matter which one, we need to, first of all, we need to understand what type of personality we have. This is really very, very important. Why? Because it can help you to master the language really easily. I hope that you've heard about these types of personality, these types of perception of information and so on, but I'll be short about that, but I need to tell just some words so that be sure that you know what I mean. For example, most people in the world, they are visuals. That means that these people, they perceive information by their sight, by their eyes, I mean, right? So if you are a visual person, that means that you'd better use as much as you can some visual material. For example, it can be pictures. It is good for you to read comics. It is good for you to use, for example, different visual dictionaries. We have a lot of, I can show you some, sorry. Yeah, for example, do you see? Yeah, this is just the example of a visual dictionary. So you can choose here any topic that you want and just, for example, food, different types of food, vegetables, and so on. And you can see them in the picture, I mean. So that can be really efficient for you, really good for you, useful. About 30% of people in this world are audios. That means that they perceive information by their ears. That means that they are good at listening. And of course, for them, the best ways to learn language will be, for example, listening to podcasts, listening to music, songs with lyrics, maybe listening to news and so on. I hope that you understand what I'm talking about.
Yes,
so
we understand.
Okay, thank you. Next type, these are kinesthetics. So these people, they usually rely on their, but they rely on touch, on the smell as well, by the way, and on the movements. For example, when they learn some new words, what they need, for example, they want to learn the word, don't know, bottle, yeah, bottle. So they need to take it, to touch it, to smell it somehow, and so on. So if you are a kinesthetic person, you need to use some methods that involve some movements. For example, when we are teaching children, often we use movements like clapping, right, or something like this, and so on. And it's not just for fun. No, just because about 25 or 20, okay, 20% of people in this world are kinesthetics. And digitals. These are people who usually rely on numbers, on logical thinking, on some science. So they are good at mathematics, they are good in IT, science usually, and so they try to not try, but they this is their way of getting information. They combine and analyze all types of information together, and for them different digital methods are very good. For example, using some applications, sites, internet, and so on. So if you know what type of person you are, it would be easier for you to to build your studying the way that will be most efficient for you, that will be that will lead you to success. So and if you don't know what kind of person you are, you can just Google and find it out. So you see, I had just 5 minutes before the meeting, and I Googled, and I found this. So I guess by very short kinds of tests, you can easily understand what type of person you are, if you still don't know. So this was the first thing. Next, just a second, please. Dalila, Ariela, Ariel. I'm sorry, this was my daughter. So first of all, you need to understand what do you want, because different people have different reasons for learning languages. For example, one person, he wants just to learn English to be able to communicate when he is traveling or something like that. So he will have some particular goals. Another person wants to just to, for example, watch films in original, right? And that's it. Another person wants to grow professionally, and he needs English for his profession, for example. And this person will have absolutely other goals. Some people, they want to use English as the tool for learning this world, if I can say so. So these people, they have another goal. So first of all, you need to understand, what do you want to get? Do you want to, for example, to pass exam? Because if you wanted to take and pass any exam, you will have some particular aims, some particular goals. But if you want just to talk, to communicate with people from all over the world, you will have absolutely other goals. And this is one of the main points. This is the starting point when you need to be absolutely sure. What do you need? What do you want to have in the end? At least maybe not in the end of your whole life, of course, but in the end of some period. You need to make this, to settle these goals, settle this intention for you. The next point is that any language, and I guess anything in this world, is a system. And don't forget about this. System is very important. When you want to get everything at once, to learn everything at once, and when you don't know what to start with and what to continue with and so on, you won't get any success, be sure. It's impossible because you need to start with the easiest things, with small things. For example, from the very easy vocabulary, from the easiest grammar. Start with this, and then step by step you need to go further, but not like just random. No, it shouldn't be the random choice. You need to have this system. Why, for example, at school or in any university, at any courses, we have some kind of program, right? You have a program so that the person could understand what he is going to study, what he's going to have in the end, that what will be the result of all his actions. And the same with you. If you want to learn English, if you want to be successful in learning English, you need to have this system, definitely. Don't forget about this. You can use something that is already done for you, right? I'm sure that you can find a lot of programs, and that is very important, by the way. Choose by your level. So if you are a beginner, choose the program for beginners. If you are elementary, choose the program for elementary students, and so on. Because if you don't have just some knowledge of beginner students, and you will take, for example, program for even elementary students, you are not going to succeed because it's impossible. And the third one is practice. And practicing is an inseparable part of your learning. Just believe me, if you are not practicing, don't even dream about mastering any language, because language, first of all, it's just something that is spoken, written, right, and so on. And for example, we can talk about the translators, people that work as translators, right? They, for example, they can know thousands of words, but very often they can't talk. That means that they are not able to communicate with people in the language. Why? Because they just don't have this speaking practice and so on. But they can have some kind of vocabulary, grammar knowledge, and so on. But this knowledge is knowledge, and skills is something different. Knowledge is great, and we need knowledge, but if we don't practice this knowledge, if we don't make this knowledge to become skills, unfortunately, we won't be successful as well. So please, I would recommend you to use any chance for practicing, any chance. It doesn't matter. Of course, the best ways to practice with native speakers, if you have this opportunity, but even if you don't, you can practice with anyone. For example, we at school, we are practicing with our teachers as well, English teachers. And even when my friend calls me, she tries to speak English, and I try to answer her in English the same. So, yeah. I guess everyone knows this, but still, you know, sometimes we need to be, how to say it? we need someone to remind. That's why I wrote this. Look here, please. First of all, learn new vocabulary all the time, because vocabulary is very important. And you know that there are different approaches to learning, to teaching English, and today communicative approach is the most common in the world, and most schools, courses, universities, they prefer communicative approach. But lexical approach is also very popular, and it is based on learning some kind of lexical chunks. That means like words and word combinations that are frequently used by speakers. And I guess it's very, very useful, really. I'm a big fan of lexical approach, to be honest. So the next point is that you need to repeat what you already know all the time, because as soon as you stop repeating, as soon as you stop practicing, you will forget everything. This is for sure. I can tell you this is with 100%, because I saw that 100 times with my students and with myself as well. Because, for example, I learned German in the university, English and German, and I was very good in German when I finished, when I graduated the university. I was really very good at German, but now I didn't have any practice, unfortunately. And at schools here we don't have German language, and because of that, and now I don't know, I can say that my German is very poor, unfortunately. So I can understand when I listen, when I read, but when I need to tell something by myself, it's hard for me. It's really very hard. So the next tip is to watch films in English. And this tip is really very good, and especially it is good for audios, for all those people who receive information via their hearing channels. And not only for them, of course. And if you watch films with subtitles, it is also good, and for visuals as well. And but you need to choose films by your level. Be sure that you choose the proper level, and start with the films that you have already watched. For example, I guess that most of you have seen Harry Potter, and when you will watch it in English, you won't have any problems with understanding, and it will be easier for you to catch some particular vocabulary, to get some maybe even grammar. How do they say something? How do they pronounce something? What grammar do they use? What words do they use? And so on. You know, it's really very productive. And when you see that you are good at this, when you understand that it's not that difficult for you, then you can choose something that you haven't seen yet, and try to watch something, but don't forget about the level. We have a lot of different sites with different films with subtitles, and even with some kind of tasks for English learners. If you Google, you can find a lot of them. And for example, see here, of course, France, usually it's the most popular TV show that are recommended for, that is recommended for English learners, but not only. The Big Bang Theory and so on, Titanic, Forrest Gump, Home Alone. So you need to choose. See, a lot of, I guess that you have, but watch with English subtitles, not with those of your language. So the next tip is to watch TV news in English. Why? Of course, it's another kind of vocabulary. It's another kind of grammar as well. But if your goal is not only to communicate with some friends from English-speaking countries or from any other countries, but if you want to be good at English, then you need to watch English news, definitely. And the same is with the songs. But when you listen to the song, be careful, because some songs can be misleading. Some songs can have mistakes. Why? To make them more melodic and so on. So you need to choose songs, good songs. For example, the Beatles, their songs are quite understandable and they have sense. So, or actually, after the meeting, I can send you some songs that are really useful, and you can learn not only vocabulary by songs, but also the grammar. Sorry?
Could I join this conversation, please?
Sure, why not? Welcome. And listening to the podcast, I told you about this as well. BBC podcasts are the best, if you ask me. You can Google BBC podcasts. Read in English. Yeah, especially if you're a visual person. If you like to get information via your eyes sight, read as much as you can. Use applications. Nothing new, really, nothing new. But you need to find the application that I can't recommend you something, because we all are different people, and for everyone there will be something useful. I'm sure if you start downloading and looking, you'll find something that will be good for you. For example, for me, I was trying the Busu, and I liked it. I tried it not for English, but for another language, but it works the same for any language. So I can recommend it. And the last tip, find friends and practice. I don't know why the word practice disappeared. Doesn't matter. So find friends and practice as much as you can. You can also practice with me if you want. You can write me. Sometimes we can call to each other. We can make meetings like this on Zoom. But anyway, don't forget about practicing. So if you have any questions, I will be grateful.
So, I have a question.
Okay,
Sure.
thanks to Miss Amina for the information and knowledge which has been given to us. May it be useful for us. Okay, for the audience who want to ask a question are invited. Just raising your hand and mention your name.
Yeah,
Please.
I'd like to ask something. Well, first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Dian, but you can call me Ule. It's my international name. Well, does accent important for us to having conversation with others, particularly with foreigners?
It is actually. I mean, what do you mean by accent? Do you mean
I lost.
American accent or English accent, or you mean your native language accent?
Yeah.
So look, first of all, yes. By the way, you need to choose. You'd better choose which accent you want to achieve. For example, which one is closer to you? Do you prefer American accent or maybe British accent, or you like maybe New Zealand accent, I don't know. I was told once that I have a kind of South American accent, and I took it as a compliment, to be honest. But of course, you need to work and to try to boost your pronunciation and to work with your accent. Why? Because sometimes it could be just a great obstacle in understanding. Why? When a person gets used to your accent, it's not a problem anymore. But before, it could be a problem. For example, I had a friend, he was from Pakistan, and he had kind of heavy accent. And at first, I didn't understand him at all. Didn't understand almost anything because I'm not used to, for example, pronouncing like le, dil, or something like that. I wasn't used to that, and it was hard for me to understand him. But if you communicate with a person, you'll start understanding. But if you work, if you try to get this kind of accent that would be understandable for everyone, it would be better, I guess.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you for your question.
Maybe for different accent, it could be misunderstanding between the person communicate.
Yes, you're right, absolutely.
Okay, for the others audience who want to ask a question, just raising your hand and mentioning your name, please.
Hello.
Hi.
Finally, I arrived to the place. Hi, Miss Amina. I'm so sorry for my late, actually, because I have some traffic jam outside, so I just can't come here. And I'm so sorry for my late, actually.
Not a problem. It's life. Sometimes different things happen.
Yeah, because but actually, I'm so sorry also because I don't join from the beginning. I just know some notifications and also I out and I'm in because of the internet connection in my place right now is not really good. So yeah, I think that's it for me.
Now you're here with us, and that's great.
Okay, Miss Amina, maybe from your presentation, I get that for learn the children, maybe we have to individual approach, like
Sure.
we have to find out what type of personality every students maybe, and
Sure.
and you have to give us a recommended how to find out the person, to find out the type of personality with make assessment, maybe assessment.
Why not? Yes, it's possible to make it with assessment, to give them the test as well. And yes, it's not, let me show you, for example, if I find this. Look here. This is the shortest test, the shortest, really very short. But if they recommend how to understand what type of person you are, but I guess this is the same for students. And you can find another test as well. They are in open access. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, for example, if appearance is very important for your student, if this person always tries to look great, I mean appearance, clothes, haircut, makeup, or something like this. And when for this person something for how to explain it. For example, they like to have some beautiful books, diaries, some beautiful pens, and so on. Not just the pen like mine, right? But some pen with some kind of pictures and so on. That means that this person can be a visual person. And these students, they easily remember everything after reading. Not everything, but a lot of after reading. So they can read and they remember. If we are talking about audios, these students, they remember things after they listen to them. So if they read, it's not good for them. They are not going to remember a lot. But if you tell them, if they listen, or if they listen to some video or some podcast or something like that, they will remember. I have, or kinesthetic person. These people, they like to touch everything. They like to touch everything, and they can't just sit calm. They can't. They always need to move. They won't just sit like the normal not normal, but ordinary students, right? They will be moving all the time, doing something, smelling something, and so on. So these students more likely to be kinesthetics. And digital, it's a rare type. So only 5% of people are digitals, and these are students that are very good in maths, and that's like dealing with numbers. If you see that this student is good in mathematics, that he likes to deal with numbers, he likes to deal with different signs. It seems that he is a digital person.
Maybe, but the personality based on the multiple intelligence, yes.
Yeah, right. And of course, we don't have the people. We don't have people that have only one type of perception, but one would be just more developed. Yes, yeah, one would be the main. I mean,
of course, for the first step, we have to observation the students, right?
Sure. Yeah, observation, test, experiment, if you want. And this is, this is recommendation that is, I don't know, so topical. When you are preparing your lesson, you need to have all this kind of activities. I mean, activities for visuals, activities for audios, activities for kinesthetic people. And this is the very good tip for successful study, for successful teaching.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, for the others, the audience, maybe you have any question. Please just raising your hand and mentioning your name. Miss Amina, it's pleasure to answer it.
Sure. No more questions.
Okay. Yes, most people who learn the language have difficulty remembering vocabulary. What should be done to be able to master the vocabulary?
Well, you can use different applications for learning vocabulary and for revising vocabulary as well. And I like applications with cards, when they have cards.
Flashcards.
When you can see their picture or the translation if you want, and the English word, it's also very good. Sometimes they recommend to use stickers. Stickers, for example, to put stickers in your home to remember this vocabulary and so on. If you can try it as well. To be honest, I didn't try this type. As for me, the best way to learn vocabulary was reading. And the same is not only with English, but with Russian as well, you know, even being a native speaker, if you don't read, your vocabulary is poor and your speech is poor and you don't have this range of words or even of vocabulary. But when you read, everything changes. That's it.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, actually, before I have a question, but about the simple way to master English skill, especially for beginners. But you have to give us the answer with your presentation, the tips, yeah, the tips. Learn your vocabulary all the time. Repeat what we have already know. Watch film in English. So I think that all of the tips, like watch film, TV news, or read English, maybe we can just in our level, right? Just
in our life, you mean?
Yes,
yeah, sure, of course.
Our level, yeah.
Yeah, you are in, for example, you are interested in geography, for example, you're interested in geography. Just why don't you read or watch some video in English concerning this point? Or you are interested in some, I don't know, in BTS. It's the most popular here. You're interested in BTS. Find some information in English about them. Find some programs in English. There are a lot, and this is about any topic.
Okay.
Choose something that you are interested in, and just learn it by English.
Okay. For the listen to the songs with lyrics, what in your opinion about the lyrics and in a song and grammatically, how it learn?
I guess you'd better use some songs that are already chosen for learning English. And we have a lot of sites in the internet that have this list of songs that can be useful for English learners. But of course you can use something that you like by yourself, but as I said already, you need to be careful because some songs are not appropriate for learning English, or because there could be mistakes, there could be some inappropriate vocabulary and so on. So you need to choose, but if you are a beginner or elementary students, that the best way is to choose just something that is already done for you. So you Google songs for learning English, and you find a lot of them. As I said already, most popular are songs of the Beatles, Rihanna's songs, sometimes you can find them, Scorpions and so on, a lot of all different genres. It's not very common that you will find some rap songs for this purpose, but maybe, who knows. But as far as I know, usually they are not good for English learners because they have a lot of slang words and so on. So you'd better to choose classics. I mean, something that is considered to be world music. Of course, if you don't think that listening to music is prohibited, because some people try to limit.
Okay, I think you have a lot of recommended for channel or link or the others for music, film for children, right?
Yeah, if you are teaching children,
Yes.
yeah, even if you are not teaching children, even if you want to learn English by yourself,
Yeah. Yes.
watch some cartoons. Why not? I adore watching cartoons in English, for example. Mm. The first cartoon that I've seen in English was the Hercules, and I enjoyed it greatly. And after, I guess it's really can be very useful and funny as well. So you can combine the
Okay.
enjoyment and studying.
Yes. Fun and learn.
Yeah, fun, really.
Okay, for the audience, we are invite you to ask the question, please.
I just would like to ask Ma'am Amina to respond my chat, please.
Sorry,
I text
to
you.
do.
I text you actually.
I'm sorry, I
Have you
didn't get.
wait. Have you received my message, ma'am, in the Zoom?
I'm sorry. I guess I need to read it.
Yeah, actually, I'm so sorry because in my this noisy. Actually, I'm outside here.
Oh, I see. I need to do that. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, because of the internet connection is so bad. Yeah, so this is accidentally happened. I'm so sorry.
Oh, how should I make
So
it?
you send message
I
personal to
guess.
Miss Amina, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just. I'm sorry. I guess I need to do that from my computer. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, I haven't seen the message.
It's okay. Yeah, because you are so exciting to explaining the materials.
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's
I
nice.
enjoy actually. I enjoy your explanation, by the way.
thank you. I was worrying a little bit, so my speech is not perfect, but
And yeah, actually, I just want to say thank you so much, ma'am, to being our part today.
thank you for
Yeah, I know because
inviting. It's
you are so busy actually because yeah, to fix the time
That's
we need
true.
we need to do some effort to fix the time, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, thank you so much for your coming as the speaker
thank
today.
you too. Thank you too.
Okay. So we have to close, Mr. Imam, or how?
Maybe you can explain, ma'am Dian, about this program to Miss Amina. So maybe you can promote our community,
Yes, I think
make a relation with her.
yes, I think I want to invite Miss Amina to our school. Yeah, maybe like Zoom to discuss or sharing with the teachers. Maybe
Yeah,
next time.
I need to ask her permission first. If Ma'am Amina permit me to
Yeah.
give her number to you, I will give you her number to you. So how about you, Miss Amina? Is it okay if I give your number to her? Okay. Miss
Putus.
Amina agreed.
So, Mr. Imam, we have to if the question and answer has finished, we have to close this meeting or how? Because the others,
Yeah, maybe
the-
it's okay. It's up to you because you are the host in this meeting, ma'am. Dia. This is your time actually.
Mm,
As I said, I will what is it? I will help you only
giving
ten
support.
percent. 90% is in you.
Okay, we have 1 hour. We have already 1 hour in our meeting. Okay, Miss Amina still here?
Yeah, actually, Miss Amina still sharing the screen. It means that she still would like to explaining, right? She's still explain. Oh yeah, I think she has another explanation. So, by the way, Miss Amina, how are you today? I hope that you're always fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Miss Amina, I can't listen your voice actually. Oh, really? Is it only in my device or not? Ma'am Dian, can you listen her
Yeah,
voice?
I cannot hear.
I can hear her too.
Cannot
My
hear.
God, I'm
Okay, okay,
sorry.
okay.
I switched off my phone, my microphone, and I was talking to you. I said it. I'm always fine, as you said, but today it's very hot here. It's really
Mhm.
very hot, and I can't stand the heat. I feel like I don't know, like I'm going to die today, but I hope I won't.
And then I just curious that last time you said that you are an English tutor in Russia, isn't it, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm a teacher. I'm
Mm-hmm.
an English teacher, so I teach children, and also I'm a teacher tutor. That means that I work with English teachers, and I help them to develop themselves as teachers.
So my question is, how important English in Russia? Actually, Russia has their own language.
Of course, yeah, of course, we have our own language, and English is like the foreign language here. Or well, let me be honest. It used to be quite important here because we had a lot of um, relations with other countries, and of course, usually they used English as the international language. But after some events, I guess you know about the war in Ukraine. Uh, and after this events, after the war had started, the situation, of course, changed, and a lot of countries, a lot of international companies decided to stop working with Russia. But when we are talking about learning and studying, teaching English, nothing has changed yet.
So how about the Russian language? Have you ever teach Russian language to the other people, maybe from foreigners who would like to learn Russia? How you, however, what do you think, man?
Yes, once I tried to teach one Turkish student. He asked me, and he was very persistent. He wanted to learn Russian, but Russian language is really very hard. It's very difficult language, and believe me, English is perfect for learning, and it is one of the reasons why it is so spread, why so many people speak English, because this language is not difficult, because this language is quite easy to understand and to master. And Russian is very difficult. Grammar, not only grammar, it's really very difficult, but grammar is, I guess, one of the hardest points. And we have, so many rules and so many exceptions. So
Wow, that's cool.
I
Until now,
can't
I just
envy those
yeah.
people
Until
who
now, I
learn
just know
Russian.
praise.
That's
Thank
not
you, man.
cool.
Thank you
That's
for your
bad.
answer.
Thank you for your question.
But actually, yeah, I'm so sorry because in my place it's so noisy actually. Because I'm still outside.
No problem.
So, Mimian, if you think enough, maybe as I said, we have to take some pictures, screenshots, and make us the
Maybe I
documentation.
want
If you think this is enough, but if you
I
still
have
have a question, it's okay if you would like to continue repeating, ma'am.
okay, Miss Amina, I have a question about your opinion.
Yeah.
Sure.
One more one more question.
I'm listening.
Learning English is really very complex because English consists of 4 skills, namely reading, writing, speaking, and listening. So to achieve optimal English language skill, it is necessary professional language instructor in order to produce quality learners. Desired, therefore, mastery of material and practice must be given in a balanced portion. That's an expert statement. What is your opinion about that? Hello, Miss Amina, you hear my voice?
I've heard some. Yes, I heard, but can you repeat opinion about what particularly?
Yes, because learning English is very complex because English consists of 4 skills, namely reading, writing, and speaking and listening. And to achieve optimal English language skills, it is maybe necessary professional language instructor to produce quality learners and mastery and practice must be given in balanced portion. How about it?
Well, of course, it should be given a balanced portion because if you will deal only with the speaking, then you will be good at speaking. But no, you won't be good at speaking even. Because speaking is impossible without phonetics, without grammar, without vocabulary, and so on. You know, and without listening as well, because everything is interconnected, right? And this is our brain. It works this way. If you, I mean, if you are talking about, for example, just language knowledge, right? For example, vocabulary and grammar, you can know this, but you won't be successful in all the skills that you mentioned. For example, listening, speaking, and so on. And that means that you need to develop them. And the skills, they are not just given. You can't just take them from somewhere. You need to develop them. And to develop them, you need to have practice all the time. And if you, for example, will practice speaking, listening, and reading, but you won't practice writing, that means that there would be no balance, right? There will be the gap somewhere, and this will be the obstacle for you, because in our world we need all in our life, we need all 4 of this types of skills. It's impossible to throw one away. And that's why when we are preparing our lesson, when we start planning the lesson, we need to think, when we are going to develop this skill, when we're going to develop another skill, and we shouldn't forget about anyone. And all of them, for example, okay, today you may concentrate and work more on speaking and writing. That's good. But anyway, there should be some reading and listening as well, right? Maybe not that much, but still they should present. And tomorrow it will be vice versa. So you will concentrate on reading and listening, but speaking and writing will be also at this lesson. I hope you get my idea what I mean.
So balance.
I mean, you shouldn't put anything away. You shouldn't put any of the skills away. You should develop them and try to have all of them at any lesson. Maybe just one task, maybe not big task, something that will take only 1 or 2 minutes, but they should be at any lesson. That's it.
Okay. Okay, finally we get to the last session in this event that is closing. And maybe in our topic, easy ways to improve our English skill, could you to make a closing statement, maybe?
Yeah. So if you want to learn English, you need to have some settled aim. You need to understand what do you want to have in the end, what result do you want to achieve, and you need to work in system and practice as much as you can.
Okay. Practice, practice, and practice.
Yep.
Okay.
That's right.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, thank you, Miss Amina, for your information, knowledge.
Thank you too.
Useful for us. Okay, sister and brother, let's close this event by saying Hamdalah together.
Alhamdulillah.
As the host, thanks to Miss Amina as the speaker, Mr. Imam, Miss Mumu, and the audience entirely. May what we had conducted will be useful for us. If in guiding even I made mistake or offend someone here, please forgive me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi
Forgive me too.
wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next time.
Picture.
I hope so. Bye bye.
You have a
Hey, have you taken a screenshot, ma'am?
picture, okay?
Already? You already take a screenshot?
Wait. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay, finish, sister.
Finish? How many pictures did you take?
I send in group WA, like with.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wait.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for all.
Okay, bye bye and see you.
Okay, see you, Miss Amina.
Bye, Miss Amina.
Bye.
You, Mr.
Thank you
Imam,
so much for your coming,
for your
ma'am.
support.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mister, for giving the support.
Bentar.
Bisa ya? Astagfirullah. Ya.